welcome back. Another episode, Beauty Beats and Balance.
Hello, hello. Welcome back.
We are glad to be here.
Yes. And as promised, we have our first guest.
Am I the first guest?
You are the first guest,
The
girl.
very first.
Yes.
Oh my God. Right. Sound alarm.
Yeah.
Wow.
How you feeling?
I feel very honored. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Y'all, okay, we must introduce her. This is Miss Jasmine Settles.
Yes.
The beautiful, talented Jasmine Settles.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to our podcast, Beauty Beats and Balance. I said it had to be someone special to be our very first guest.
Absolutely.
I feel so honored.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're not going to hold her because she's very busy.
Yeah, she
So
does.
tell us a little bit about yourself. I need the people to understand why you are our first guest.
Let's tell a little bit about myself. Well, I'm Jasmine Settles, native Memphian, lover of the arts, lover of literature. Obviously, we are all family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about myself.
All right, well, I'll talk about
Thank
it.
you.
So I'm going to just say what I know because she has so many talents. I'm sure I'm going to miss a few. But I know she is a poet, author, filmmaker, creator, a mother, which should have been number one. A mother.
That goes with creator.
You're right.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. There you go.
You're right.
There you go.
She is a powerful, strong Black woman. She is with Walter's cousin. Our cousin. I'm sorry, our cousin. Y'all. We gotta give the real time. We got to give the real life connection. So Jamel is Walter's cousin, but of course he's my cousin.
Yeah.
Which makes Jazz my cousin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is family.
Yes,
Yeah,
and so
all
we're a
family.
family. And yes, so this is kind of like a love episode too.
Yeah.
We're in February. Valentine's Day is almost here.
Yeah.
Me and Walter just we didn't celebrate it, but we acknowledged on February 10th. We have been in our thing for 27 years.
27.
Yes, honey.
It's February 12th.
No, it's the 10th.
It's the 12th.
That's okay. Me
Y'all
and Jamel have a
remember from
discrepancy
past
as well.
Look, I
That's
kept
when I
calendars.
said
Right.
we
right.
go together.
We go together.
He wants to start this debate because you're here, but that's fine.
That's okay.
It's the 10th. And then we celebrate our wedding anniversary February 17th,
Right.
which we won't be filming, but y'all will
wow.
see it. Hopefully it'll release on our anniversary. Can we make that happen?
Sure.
That is so cute.
Yeah. So we'll be
27
married,
years.
19 years. Because we almost at 20.
Right.
Next year will be 20.
Yep.
Wow. Let's
So-
give it up
Long
for Black
time.
love.
Yeah, no, right. Long
Give it up
time.
for Black
It's a long
love.
time.
Love to see it.
Love to see.
So that's why she's definitely considered family because she's married to my family.
Yeah.
Because definitely my family. I've been with these people longer than I've been
These
alive.
people.
Yeah.
Says it, these people.
Yeah, I've been with these people long than I've been alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're my family. So your family. So anyway, she is family. She's an inspiration. Me and Jazz are super busy, but I always have to remind her that I see her.
Thank you.
And so she also is a creator of a new business in the city, Cafe Noir, which she's opening up a Black female-owned bookstore / coffee shop. All the things that we love.
That's great. That's great.
So, with that being said, that's one of the things I definitely want to talk about today was what you are doing in the city, how you are contributing to the community with your new business, and and how hopefully I will join you in certain events.
Yeah, for sure.
To help you with the cause.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So first and foremost, I love Memphis. Memphis is home. Nobody can talk bad to me about my home, right? And my want for Memphis is to see it healthy and whole. And I think all of us as individuals, but as a community, have a part that we play in seeing that happen, right? I mean, you talk about the history of Memphis. You have Orange Mound, which is one of the second largest, which was one of the second largest Black communities outside of Harlem.
Absolutely.
Right? You got you've got the Mississippi River being one of the main exports and imports, which makes us one of the most lucrative cities. No matter how it looks, we are one of the most lucrative cities.
It's lucrative, all right.
And so, and not just that, we just have like a deep, rich history. We're just some beautiful people, and I love that for us.
Yeah.
So I set out to, create a space that is watering and nurturing for that history and that knowledge and those experiences.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that because I am a believer that Memphis can be something like an Atlanta. I feel like we have the power as a community and the numbers to change and shift what happens even in Tennessee, the way Atlanta changed it for Georgia.
Yeah.
I feel like there's, like you said, a lot of wealth in Memphis, but I feel like that wealth needs to be redirected.
And I think it not only just like economic wealth or financial wealth, I think there's just like a very rich creative wealth here.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
we are some creative.
Untapped as
It's
well.
untapped.
Yeah. Yes.
We're some creative people. We're creative in general, right?
Yes, right. Yes.
But I think like and I think our history shows it, specifically in our music. We're full of life. We're very rich. We're very rich and wealthy in our creative.
And I don't think it's just by happenstance that God brought us into the space and places with the people that we are with right now.
Right.
We are blessed to have a family where we have several entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Our children are growing up around us, and they don't even understand.
No. Yeah.
They don't get they don't get it yet. They'll
Exactly.
get it.
Yeah.
Exactly. My
But they don't
4-year-old
get
is like, Mama, you have an event? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, don't start it without me.
Right. The kids are there. They just grow up in it, and and I
The
love
privilege of that.
Right. And I love how our kids, they will grow in it, and they'll just be a norm for them.
Exactly.
The movement will be normal for
Exactly.
them. So that's a blessing, and it's not by happenstance that I just so happen to marry a man that has a music studio, the most powerful gifts that we have that he can push out into the community.
Yeah,
It's not by
and one that comes from a lineage
Right.
of here
Of
in the
musicians.
city, of musicians in the city. So I think that just goes back into like, we are a rich, wealthy people when it comes to the creatives. So yeah.
But I love how God brings the people together
Right.
for the work, for the work that we have to do. Because it's the work we have to do.
It is.
And I love that at your last event, we talked about, community, and how we have to bring community together again. And so, of course, we're doing it as a family.
Right.
But we're trying to do it on a grander scale, a grander scale.
Right.
And so that's what I'm excited about because we will do it.
Right. And that was for the overall of the event was just to get like-minded folk together to just pitch the idea of us being more intentional and mutual with one another.
Exactly.
We obviously live in a society where everything is about reciprocity, but oftentimes we forget that helping the next person just because also helps the next person just because, right?
And I think, not to cut you off, but I think that's important too, like you mentioned with everybody having their own thing in these different spaces but having that mindset that, okay, I'm doing this for this good, but what can I do to contribute to the greater good of the community, of society, of all of these, relationships that we have. And so, like I said, with that event, just if people weren't thinking about it, sparking that mindset and sparking that idea so it can be taken back to their community and broaden and build upon that. So
exactly. And honestly, like when we think about it on a much broader level, and I say I brought like-minded folk together in this space, but I think, so much of our community interacts in a form of mutual aid that we don't recognize. when I taught 12th grade English, a lot of my students grew up in the same community. They've known each other their whole lives. They're the cousins, family, blah, blah, blah. You know, and they would come into school, you know, they're always sharing their lunch, they're always sharing rides. Like those are little things, but those are forms of mutual aid. Those are forms of care for one another.
And I love how you spoke about it at your event. You talked about how back in, you know, you remember your grandmother and of course the family serving plates out, you know, after church. You know, I grew up First Baptist Lauderdale. You know, we too had the dinners after church, and you know, because we were literally like, man, we got to eat the church. But you got to think about it as an adult. We were serving the community. Yes. They weren't charging for the plates at the church. No, we just all eating.
No, it was a form of nourishment.
You know? And I just really love how you brought that up, because that brought me back to community. And when I was growing up with my people and my, you know, it was a family church, and all the families knew each other. So I just love that. I love that you talked about that. Yeah. And then I love how, you know, God put me in a space that I never thought I would be in, where I'm constantly around women. And he put me in a situation where I just, every day I nurture women. Yes. And to think about how I grew up, I never thought I would be in that position. Yeah. But the fact that I'm in it and I love it, you know, I know that's my God-given purpose, you know. And you know, like I said, for you to be doing what you're doing and to be able to branch off and connect with you, and then even to connect with Walter, you know, everything is just kind of coming together, and everybody's seeking and finding, and you know, they're seeing the light and they're coming to it. It's a cosmic cohesion. Yes. Yes. I knew you would have a beautiful way of saying it. That's right. Yes. So yeah. So with that being said, I know we're not gonna hold you long. So I know that my plan is to collab with you. We're going to collab together for an event that I hold dear to my heart. And we're calling it Strength and Stillness. Yes. With the help of Walter. Yes, yes. Strength and Stillness. I want my credit for sure. You will get your credit. So it'll be called a Strength and Stillness, a meditation workshop for women. Yeah. Our very first one will be held on March 16th. At Cafe Noir. Yes. Which is a very beautiful space. A lot of space. Yeah. So we're going to invite as many people. Right. It's all like, I remember I was like hesitant about that, but then I said, forget it. Just know she does. Yeah. Invite everybody. Yeah, you have to let it happen. Yeah, and see what happens. The doors of the church. Open. Yeah, no, and I think it's also important for us to just have those spaces where we can come together. And even when you were saying like how every day you get to nurture women, like I think that's not only a very important skill, but it's a very pertinent skill, because we need it, right? We need those spaces where it can be just us. And in, I guess, parallel opposition to that, we're starting a male book club because we also need our men. That's right. We also need our men. That's right. I mean, as much as I can't stand them and they get on my nerves, shout out to you though, but we need our men. I'm not even here on this podcast. I feel you. I'm just. But men need that space. Right. How they can come and sit in your chair. Men need that space. They need a healthy space where they can go and do the exact same, because we need that nurturing. We are so deprived of just love in general and care in general for one another that we don't even know the basic of interaction when it comes to affection, right? When it comes to just like you see a stranger, oh, what's up? How you doing? Just a human interaction. Doesn't have to be anything more. I love having human interactions. I love it. I love it. I stay away from having them with men, because men just sometimes. Well, see, I was gonna say the neurons. So, I still have it. But to the point though, I think men we need to do that more, because I see a dude, like sometimes dudes come in here and they won't even say what's up. That's crazy. At least speak. I might not be doing the session, but walking past me in the space, like, say what's up. That's right. Or we in the session together, and it might be some downtime. Like, that's a chance. Okay, we might talk about, family or kids, or we talk about the why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but not necessarily quiet, but they might not just be open.
Right.
You know, they not just open to have a regular conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think dudes, we just always either want to talk about, you know, sports or you know, something, music or something like that. But like sometimes it's having a conversation a little deeper and talking about family, talking about kids, talking about wife, talking about how y'all get on our nerves.
Yeah.
Because now that's one thing we do. Like, but once that comes up,
that's good. That's healthy.
Exactly.
That's healthy.
Exactly.
Get it out.
That's right. And y'all know, right. But that is a common ground. That's a common ground that does kind of spark that conversation sometimes. So I think it is healthy for men to kind of have that space.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all need it.
And I think it's healthy. And I know you said that, you know, you kind of don't talk so much to men, but I feel like it's healthy to talk to all sexes. I love to speak to men.
Anybody.
I talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But I love to talk to men too, because I love that they can feel just a pure, genuine interaction with a woman.
Yeah.
Without it being sexual.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, hey.
I don't get that, and I'm just like,
no, okay. I get it. I mean, but I get some of the other responses, but it doesn't stop me. I still I know how to shut it down. Like, I'm married.
Yeah.
But you know, you have a good day.
Yeah.
But I just like the interaction. You know, I just like people to feel the love.
Yeah. I want us to be the most human version of ourselves.
Yes.
Is what I truly want. And I think the way we go about that is just like deprogramming our defenses. Right.
Yes.
I mean, I say
We're
that
very
about
defensive.
I don't, you know, I'll acknowledge, but I just try to keep it at a peace. And especially like if it's just like a man that seems, you know, I'm just like, okay, how do we get here? Thank you. Have a good day. You know, but even still, I can acknowledge that for what it is because I understand how patriarchy operates in our society.
Yes.
And even in that, I still want you to be the most human version of yourself.
Right.
Like, we quite literally need it for our continued existence.
Yes.
You know? Yes. So, and I think that's why the event that we're going to have, the Strength and Stillness, is important because we need those moments of just stillness.
Yes.
It regulates us. It
Yes.
reprograms us.
Yes.
It, you know, repositions us. It adjusts us. And we need those moments.
Yes. And I feel like, and just from some of the things I've been seeing lately on social media, I just feel like women, and I'm not even going to say black women, because really women, period, we are angry. And yes,
we should be.
We have reasons. But I feel like we get caught up in the anger and then we take it with us out into the world. And that's why it's important for stillness to understand the anger, feel it, but then try to release it in a safe way, and then go out into the world and try to heal. And I just know when you walk into a room and you're already angry about something, you're going to immediately attack the person you're
immediately in defense.
Yeah, whether it's your husband, whether it's the girl at the counter,
Or your husband.
or your husband. I usually attack my husband. I don't attack people on the outside. But whether it's your husband, whether it's your children, you find yourself fussing at your children more.
That means that he's your safe space. That's why.
Right. But I'm just saying, you just find yourself lashing out. And really, it's where we just need to breathe, think it through. And so that's some of the tools that I want to talk about. And bring, and then I also feel like women need to start to really pay attention to their bodies.
Yeah, you have to listen.
You have to listen. And you have to know what you're listening to, right? How do you know what's normal if you're not listening? How do you know what's not normal if you're not listening, feeling, touching, loving? I immediately touch myself when I think about it because I'm like, okay, how am I feeling today?
That's right. That's right.
What's my shoulders doing?
How do I feel in my body? Where is the points of tension?
Right.
You know, what is something that I can concentrate on today throughout the day? I have to, you know, give as many props as I can to my son because I think he taught me a lot about regulation.
Children to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because he's a if y'all know my kid, he's a very bright spirit. I don't even know, like he's been here numerous of times.
Right.
But there are moments where I take for granted that he's still 4. You know, I take for granted that he's
just 4.
He's
just
just
when you
4.
said that, I was like, dang, he's just 4.
Yeah. And I take for granted that, oh, he's about to blow up because he can't have this donut. You know, but even in those moments, I think about how we as adults have those same, I'm about to blow up because something is not going, and a multiple of things aren't going in my way, you know? And it forces me to think about how I would parent myself or how I would want myself to be parented.
Yes.
And it translates to him into, you know, like the other day, we were getting ready to go. And he was like, oh, mommy, I got to potty. Well, we're late now. Now you got to go potty. And I asked you 10 minutes before. Right. So what does that mean? I wasn't listening to my body. That's right. That's right. Your body told you had to go. And so just basically reparenting myself through him.
Got to.
And learning how to re-regulate.
And I had to do the same for my babies.
Yeah.
The reason why I am who I am now is because I had my children. And I said that I did not want them to grow up in a house the way I grew up. And I didn't want them to experience a lot of the things that I experienced because it was not healthy.
Yeah.
And I remember Anna told me, our 10-year-old, I said, I'm going to start spanking you. I'm just going to start because, I didn't have to whoop your sister, but I'm going to think I'm going to because she's a lot. Yeah. She's me. Yeah. And that's another test. She is me.
And she is a full version of herself with no restrictions.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
And I was too. Yeah. But they restrained me. Yes. In ways.
Yes.
And so now I'm trying to learn how to nurture her and be in all of her glory. And it's hard. But I said, baby, I'm gonna start whooping you. And she said, Ma, that's not going to work. I said, okay. She said, Mom, hitting me is not going to work. She said, you do understand that, but you can take things from me. I mean, they're so smart now. Yes. And I had to think about it. Did whoopings help me? No. They really didn't. I was like, let me get this whooping. Yeah. And then I'm going to move on.
Move on. Exactly.
But honestly, she said, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And she said, just like that. I thought, oh, well, you're right. I found another way. What should I take?
Glad we came to that conclusion.
What should I take? The phone? The tea? What do I need to take?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, yeah. And that I think our kids obviously have their own path, and we are just kind of here to nurture it. We're just here to.
Do you know I just learned that?
Yeah.
I call Miss Dorothy. I call Miss Dorothy, Kirby's mom.
Okay. Yeah.
I call Miss Dorothy. And man, I said, she hit me with something so hard when she said that. She said, you do realize they're not yours.
They're not ours at all.
But when she said
they're not ours.
But when she said it, it was so powerful. And it just was an aha moment, like, wow, God, you right. I'm just here to help, right?
I am quite literally a chauffeur.
They're their own beings.
Yes.
And they got to live their own lives.
Yes.
Man, it was such a wake-up call for me. Yeah. And it's had me look at them in a totally different light.
My son asked me to do so much stuff that I am just like, because I have times when my social battery is in the negative. Like, I'm ready to go home and get under the cover. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't ask me nothing, right? But my son has so many, like, little moments. Like, we were in the park one day and he begged me to go. We went. Then he was like, let's go over here. And there was some women sitting down and they were doing a sound bath, actually. And he was like, Mommy, I want to go talk to them. And I was like, okay, come on. But like moments like that, and it was a beautiful experience for him. It was a beautiful experience for them. And I don't know what that experience did for the future, but
it was for him.
It was for him. It was for him.
For him to see it.
It had nothing to do with me being tired and ready to go home.
That's right. That's right.
And again, we're just vessels.
We're just vessels to push them
We're just vessels. That's it. We just had to get them here.
Exactly. And it's such an amazing thing to watch now that you have their perspective, though. When you watch them and you watch their experiences, and it's like, man, I wonder what that's gonna do for them.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna. Are they gonna look back at this when they're
People
older?
have so many responses to Nolan that are just like these beautiful, very human.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, and the same with ours.
Okay.
You know, Moni is a little more reserved, like her dad.
Yeah.
But Anna is such a
she's bubbly.
And so every time they experience her, they're like, oh my gosh, Anna. I'm like, yeah. But even with Moni, you know, they look at her and they just light up. Like, oh my gosh. She's so, you know, so they have their both powers. Moni has a more gentle, quiet power. Anna has a very loud power. And that's how she gonna roll.
Yeah, Moni radiates.
She does. She radiates in silence. And she don't even know it yet. Like she know it, but she don't know it. She's starting to get it. But again, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
I'm here to help nurture it. Okay.
And that's where those moments of stillness come in.
Yep. Yeah.
You have to have those moments of stillness.
How do you feel being a girl dad after I said that?
Say what? Which part? How
do you feel about knowing that you're a girl dad to nurture them through this world?
I mean,
as a father, as a man.
I mean, it's a big responsibility. You know, I definitely feel the weight of the responsibility to kind of, you know, make sure they're on the right path and have the right outlook and know how to, you know, deal with, you know, men and just deal with the world in general. So it's definitely.
I feel like we do a good job by leading by example.
Yeah.
I'm not that great with words, but I can show you some stuff.
Yeah. Which is one of my forms of regulation to teach. I have to do it.
Yeah. Because it's so funny when my baby's like, Mama, breathe.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
yeah. Nolan does the meditation. He's like, Mommy, I'm gonna meditate. And I'm like, okay.
Right. Okay, let me show her meditate. You know, it's right. It's so funny.
Yeah. But I see, so even to that point, like, because I watch how y'all, and the older they get, y'all are like, it's just like three sisters now. You know what I'm saying? And not
in here, right?
Not that you're not a parent, but it's like, but even then, sometimes I decide to say like, who's the adult?
Yeah.
Because they're so smart and advanced and just, you know, just
And I treat them like humans.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I do. Because my parent, I don't know about your parent, but my parent treated me like, stay in your child's place, don't talk.
Exactly.
I don't care what we doing.
Children are not humans.
Right.
Yes.
But y'all just shut up. And man, I'm sorry. No. I take that back. We grew up in a generation like that.
Yes. Yes.
But my mom, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take that away from her. My mom did talk to me like I talk to my kids. And that's where I learned it from. I tell anybody that all the time. My mama had the perfect combination of friend and foe. I could not stand her, but I loved her and I told her everything. Everything. So I want that. I want them to fear me like I feared her, but I told her everything down to.
Do you really want them to fear you?
I mean, I'm saying I feared her. Like I feared her disappointment.
Yeah, but do you really want your children to fear you?
Not necessarily fear. I hate to say
that.
I respected her enough.
Give it different
words. I respected her enough to not want to disappoint her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to go out into the world and do anything with, and I always thought, man, I don't want to disappoint my mom or my dad, you know? So I want that from them. Which in my mind back then, it was fear of disappointment. But then I could share everything with her, not without the fear of what she would say to me if I share with her. I told her after I had sex. Yeah, the very next day.
But also too, that's a part of reparenting self as well, because the idea that you don't want to go into the world and disappoint said parent, right, or someone else. You don't want to go into the world and disappoint yourself. You have your own level of standards at whatever age it is, right? You have your own level of standards, you have your own level of views, you have your own level of perspective. And wherever you are, there's a level of disappointment in that.
Yes.
Right? And I think it is teaching our children to I mean, we're gonna do stupid shit in either way.
Right.
It just is what it is. We're just human. But
I'm
the
trying
level
to figure out
of
what that is though. Like when you say that.
It's shame.
Oh.
It's
so we gotta go back to shaming?
No, that's the point. That's the point.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like some kids out here nowadays don't have that, and that's why
they don't have nobody that, like you said, that they fear of disappointing. They don't have anybody that they.
But what is that called then?
It's not called.
Oh, what is it then?
But it's again, it's that thing of I don't have the level of understanding as discernment of disappointing myself. It still goes back to self.
But who teaches that child that? The parent.
No,
that's what I'm saying. So I guess what I'm saying, I guess we're saying the same thing then.
Yeah.
I feel
but I'm saying it's not from a point of you're disappointing your parent. It's from whatever they have put into you. It's not disappointing yourself. And if you carry it back to, I don't want to disappoint them, that is then shame.
I see that.
You don't want it to be shame. You want it to be, I don't want to disappoint myself.
Right.
And I don't want to put myself
and through that, I won't disappoint.
Exactly.
And I understand what you're saying. And so that's something that I will have to work on.
We all do.
Right.
We all do.
Because I see what you're saying. So I'm trying to figure out, because I want my children to feel that way. So how do I communicate that with them? Because in my mind, it's shame. I even had this conversation with Sharika. No, not Sharika. It was somebody that was in the chair. We said we got to bring shame back because kids aren't ashamed of doing anything. That's why we got to bring shame back. Because somebody said that.
I do agree.
Because back in the day, we felt like we had a certain standard.
Yes.
And now we are losing some of those standards.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm confused about. It's like, how do we teach them standards and how you're supposed to live without teaching them shame?
It's love, actually.
Love.
It's love. I have so much love and appreciation for myself. I'm not going to commit this act. I have so much love and care for who I am as a person. I'm not going to treat myself or anyone else like this because I wouldn't want that done to me or my body. It's love.
Right. And so I'm looking at it at different levels. So yes, I'm teaching my daughters.
I just feel like shame is a very low feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And love is a very high, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm looking at different levels, right? So I'm looking at it like as far as when you talk about, like, I have daughters and you have a son, but I have daughters and they're older. So of course I'm teaching them how to, respect your body, how you want to present yourself to the world, things like that. And that's how you feel about you, right? But then I go back to, I look at other things, like something minor, like you walk out the door with a bonnet on your head.
Well, I think
how do you teach a child? Because in my opinion, even though the world is telling you this is okay, but and your community is telling you this is okay, but I'm telling you as your mother, I don't think that's okay. Because I feel like it's not okay. Not they feel like it's okay because they're children. You see what I'm saying? So how do you do that without shame? Just say, I love you enough.
No, you just, first of all, you accept it. If that's their choice and they understand how people are going to perceive them with that on, that is their choice. Again, they're not ours.
That's going to be hard for me.
It is. It's hard for every parent. It's hard for every parent.
But I get it.
They're not ours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those little things are that's the little things that's going to be hard for me, and I'm sure Walter too. But we have to let them make the choices.
Yes, you have to let,
because we made
them.
We sure did.
We made, and we're still suffering from some of them.
And look, my mama always said, I know y'all did what y'all did, but y'all was covered in the blood. I said, we sure was, mama, because baby, you had us covered because we was out here.
And that's what the parents are.
Yeah.
Y'all, that is the blood. Like,
and then I think about our parents. I don't know, you're a little younger than us.
Yeah.
But our parents, baby, our parents would just let us go.
No.
Was your parent like that? See, we had parents. We were the latchkey.
But times were different.
Well, no, I'm just saying. But you got to think about the different perspectives. Yeah. We were just out there figuring it out.
Yeah.
With no cell phones. We were just out there figuring it out on our bikes.
And all the way across the city.
And hoping that whoever house we in, it was okay.
It was okay
to stay. And we could eat a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that you too? I mean, hopefully ain't nobody over there doing nothing crazy.
Yeah. To a degree it was.
And our parents were at home. Like, oh, they all right. So that was wild to us. So it's a different world we live in now where we have to almost do it all ourselves sometimes. We don't have the community is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
We can't just send them out to the community.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It goes back to our original topic
of community
and mutual aid.
Yeah.
Because our parents, they knew that if we were down the street doing something out of sight, somebody was gonna come back and tell us.
Something.
Somebody mama gonna call.
And if they didn't come, they were gonna say something. Right? They were gonna say stop doing that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what we're missing.
Yep.
Community.
It's community, but that again has nothing to do with shame. That has to do with the acknowledgement
and love.
I love you enough
to take
and
care
I
of
love
your
myself enough. I love my child enough. I love this community enough to say, hey, you don't need to be doing X, Y, and Z.
Right. Because I didn't have to wait for my mama to tell me to stop.
Yeah.
Your mama gonna tell me to stop.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we need that back.
We need community. We need community.
Yeah.
We need community. Capitalism. Patriarchy do not afford us community, and we need it.
Does not.
We need it, which is why Strength and Stillness is going to be a beautiful experience.
And I just wanted to, we mentioned the word vessel real quick.
Yeah.
And so opening up your spot and, following that calling or passion or whatever, how do you feel, or how did you feel before you did it, or and now as you're doing it, do you feel like a vessel for the community? Like how did that make you feel?
I think it felt imperative when, like, initially starting the journey. I was like, oh, I have to get this open. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. Now I think it feels a bit more spiritual in a sense, because everything kind of is just falling into its own place.
Absolutely.
Like, I started this journey over 4 years ago. And now we're still, I'm at a different spot now. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm still not where I envisioned I was supposed to be 4 years ago. And it's just become a very spiritual and connected journey for me, because I've connected with so many people. I've done, conferences, speaking engagements. It led me to go get my master's degree, right, in literature and African American literature, which led me to go on to say, hey, I want to join the Black Bookstore Coalition, which took me to Tulsa 2 years in a row, to go to Black Wall Street and meet all of these amazing folks who are opening up bookstores across it's been its own path and manifestation of whatever life has needed me to do.
And that's how you know it's right. Like you said, it's all falling into place. You're not waking up trying to force anything. No. It's like, all of these things are just lining up.
Yeah, and when I was doing that, I was terribly stressed. Like, oh my God, like, the community is gonna think I'm a fraud. People are gonna start, slamming me on Facebook. And people might, but I have not got to that point. But it has been, it has really been in its own time, and it's really shown me like how much good you can get out of being diligent and the practice of being diligent. Because, and then I think that goes into the other thing we talk about too, is self-love. Like, do I love myself enough to commit to the things that I say I'm gonna do? Because there was many times where I was like, I don't want to do this. This is crazy, right? Oh, I did a pop-up here once, right? And it's so many, and I'm just like, do we really need this? And then I can't tell you the amount of times I've gone into spaces and I'm like, hey, we're looking for support here, we're looking for funding here, and da-da-da. And, the first thing they tell me is, well, niggas don't read, so. And it's just like, we read. Well, we're never going to read now.
Right. That's the case.
So it has become a lot more spiritual on this journey. At first, it was just like this lofty idea.
You gotta have spirit lead.
Yeah,
and I can tell that you're in the flow. Just looking at how, like I said, things are just falling into place for you.
They are.
And and just like you talk about how you envision in one way, I think we've all done that, especially as doing this thing as entrepreneurs and on the with spirit really as our guide, and but just seeing how you think, like, man, God, why do we do this here again? What we doing? And then to see why, that's why.
Even for me to be down the street, like that was just a happenstance.
Right.
Like I just so happened got an article in the Daily Memphian. Just so happened the architect saw that article. Just so happened he knew the person to get in contact with, who got in contact with me, who contacted somebody else. Like it was all happenstance.
And in our mind is happenstance.
Yes.
And is
It's
but it's
purpose.
Really it's
we know it's purpose.
It's really all
purpose-driven.
lined up for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's why it was so important for me to let you know especially that night I saw you at your event, that
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
I'm in my own shit,
Yeah.
but I see you.
Yeah.
And I need to, we have to acknowledge that sometimes. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we in our shit and we think don't nobody see us.
We're
We just
drowning
over
in
here,
it.
Right.
We're just drowning
out
in
here.
it.
You know,
Yep.
we doing it. And we just living our life.
Right.
But, you always have to step and be like, oh.
And I appreciate it. And I appreciate it. I do.
And I'm
really
here,
do. Yes.
because we got to be here for each other.
Right.
And,
Right.
and I love how you talk about, the Black bookstores and all, and and just like when Walter went to Oregon and he met the Black farmers.
Yeah.
You know, who would have thought?
Exactly.
But we out here.
We're out here.
We out here.
Yes.
And we're communicating with them
Yes.
because we're trying to do something here in Memphis.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's things always align.
And that's something we have to carry on to the next generation is that you can be we say it cliche, but you can quite literally be anything. But you have to have the vision, you have to have the imagination to see yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
You got to see
You
it
have
first.
to see it.
Yes.
You got to see it first.
Salon said, I saw things I imagined.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are living proof that we see
Absolutely.
things
You got to see
and
it.
we have imagined them prior.
Yeah.
You got to see it.
Yeah.
And keep seeing it.
Yeah.
When everybody around you doesn't
That's
see it.
exactly.
You got to keep seeing it.
Exactly.
And that's another thing I'll say. And I'm going to piggyback off by saying you just got to be strong in it though. Because sometimes it will break you down. And you be like,
It's going to see if you really want it. Yeah, it's going to see if
How
you really
much do you love yourself to commit to yourself?
Well, but I'm in a space too where I feel like I have to live my purpose-driven life.
Yeah.
Like whatever spirit
Yeah.
is purpose, like whatever this purpose is, no matter how hard it looks, that's the part. It look hard. Man, it's hard. Open up a bookstore in Memphis?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Having a studio? No.
Yeah.
Having a salon,
Right.
how long I opened up my salon in the peak of the market crash in the housing market.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
in 14 years ago. And everybody said nobody gonna give you a loan.
Yep.
And I got two.
Yep.
And I got a salon that was move-in ready. You cannot say what God got not do for you when it's driven, when it's purpose driven.
And you saw it.
And I saw it.
You saw it.
And I saw it. I did. So, that's another thing I just want to tell anybody out there doing something and you're doing something good, especially for community. It may look hard, but spirit and your passion and the universe has your back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you feel tired, it will push you forward.
Yep.
Because there is work to do.
Yep. Take you a nap.
Yep. Take a nap.
Get a moment
Get
of
a power
stillness.
nap.
That's right.
Yep.
Get you a moment of stillness.
Get your mind right. Clear some stuff away.
back.
Get some people out your life for a second so you can focus.
Yeah.
I'm doing it today.
Yeah. Turn the TV off.
Turn the fucking TV off.
You got to cut my hair first, though.
Oh, yeah,
She be trying to get out of it. I got stuff to do tomorrow. Yeah, I need my hair cut.
Oh, yeah. Y'all coming tonight, right?
So I was going to ask the ladies, because I'm doing my Galentine's tonight at 6. And so I was going to see if we could
Where?
go. We're going to like Catherine and Mary's. So we'll be downtown.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I was going to see if we can all go there after.
Ain't nobody told me nothing.
Well, no, it's not. No. This is my other friend.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Me and Shanika
Okay.
together.
I was like, oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Because April busy.
Yeah.
They all got,
No, I know.
Shanika with the boys. We just didn't schedule it, but I'm going to be with Tiffany now. So.
Okay, cool.
But I was thinking, because they were at their last event, but I was thinking we can go after dinner.
Yeah.
So
Come
I was
on
gonna
by.
see.
It'll be cute. We'll be out there.
Yeah. I didn't want to. I was going to let you know today.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't talked to them yet.
I know.
I know I'm on daddy duty, yeah, so that's why I didn't
Yes.
even
Bring the
say
kids.
nothing.
It's a kids event.
Okay.
It's family. It's family
Well,
fun.
Anna don't feel good.
What's wrong with Anna?
Girl, I don't know. She at home with Thelma right now.
Ain't no wrong with Anna.
No.
Ain't
Just
no
may
wrong.
one of
not
those
be.
good today.
She just need a nap.
Just need a nap,
Need a
that's all.
nap.
Just
The
need a
nap and
nap.
some ginger
She
ale.
needed an off
All
day.
right.
She needed an off
Yeah,
day.
she need an off day.
I
She said,
bet
I need a break. I said, okay.
She over there and living it up right
Yeah.
now. Feet up, getting waited on.
Watching Days of Our
Wait.
Lives, eating
Watching
salty.
TV.
No, she didn't even want to go to Granny's house. She was like, Mama, can I just stay here?
Oh, yeah, she was over it.
I'm like, no, you cannot. She was just going to stay at home and chill.
Yeah, she was over
She
it.
thinks she want to
Yeah,
stay
I'm
home.
like,
She'll
no.
be calling.
I was even to go to your granny's house. She's like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm like, girl, you are not your sister. You are
Yeah.
going to your granny's house.
Yeah, no, bring them. We'll have little card making stations. You can make some Valentine's Day cards. We'll have a little bracelet making station. Just some creative.
I
little
saw
art
that.
things
I
to
know
do.
it's going to be
So,
super cute.
And then we got the
I
little
wanna
Polaroid
Yes, I
station.
want some Polaroids.
Yeah. So come on out.
We will. Well, thank you so much, Jazz, for being our very
I cannot believe I'm your first.
First one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is. That's cool.
I cannot believe
That's
that.
good.
Oh my God.
That's good.
I just want to thank you.
Thank you. I feel so
And
honored.
y'all, we did try to get Jamil, her husband, involved.
Yeah, he's
and
busy.
he
Let
was
him
just busy,
let him go make the
y'all.
money so I can just do this
There you
all
go.
day.
Exactly.
Right.
Just
But
do
next time we'll
podcast
have y'all
interviews all
both
day.
on. Next time we'll have y'all both on. Then we'll talk about relationship shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And how we can. I'll make sure I love Walter that day.
No, that's all right, because I'm going to have me a teammate and we go,
Y'all,
well, baby,
tag team.
This is the winning team.
Yeah, I don't
here. I don't understand.
I don't think you.
I don't think they know.
Ask Jamel. Ask Jamel.
And I already know who my partner is, though.
we cutting all that out.
Anyway, I know you are so busy, so we got to wrap it up. Anything we need to?
You want to tell them the location again? Just
Yeah,
in case,
so
anything?
well, Cafe Noir, we are at 635 Madison. We're not fully operating yet, so we're just kind of like doing pop-up events and different social events in the space. But our goal is to be in full capacity, full operation by this summer.
Yes.
That is the goal. So we're completing build out, getting things in there. Just it's taking some time.
Well, it's gonna take. It's gonna take as much time as it needs.
Yeah, and I'm here for it.
But it's gonna be great because things are still moving and grooving.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for you. I can't wait to get my coffee.
Me too.
I know,
My
right?
Ethiopian coffee
Right down the street. Yeah.
and my book.
Yes.
Because I usually come here, but I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go to
Yeah, we'll be there.
Cafe Noir.
We'll be
I'm going to be like, go down there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bring me back.
Bring me back some.
Or just coffee.
Yeah, we'll have small
plates.
bites.
Yes.
Yeah, small bites. We're
Oh yes,
working.
Walt's gonna really be down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're working with a couple of local bakeries here and also just food services here to get like some community things. So, yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
Me
I'm
too.
so excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to share my community with your community, with your space.
Yes.
I just cannot wait because I'm inviting everybody I know.
Please do.
Hopefully we got to turn people away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
y'all.
And we
Unless
won't.
we send them upstairs.
We will. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And we won't. We'll find space. We'll make space for everyone.
But all right then.
All right, well,
Yes.
thanks for having. Thanks for coming on. We're glad to have you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, Beauty
I
Beats
feel
and
so honored.
Balance. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere like that. Subscribe, tell somebody about it, like, share, and we're going to keep it rolling.
All right, and as always, love and light.
All righty.
All right.